Hey, what's up again everyone, and welcome back to another Figma review, and this is Figma number 218, Mizuhara Hazuki from the 3DS game Toushin Toshi. Again, here we have the new style Figma box, which is starting to look even better and better with the addition of a contrasting backdrop that you can see in there at the back of the box. Now a quick look at the box before opening it up. Through the window there at the front of the box you can see into the figure in there. There's also pictures of the figure on the top, bottom, and on the sides as well, and on the back there's a few images of the figure in action. And in there again you can see that nice contrasting orange which goes really well with that purple. But now let's bust this open and see what we've got. A closer look at that orange background with the pull-out DI stage, which has become a bit on the redundant side at this point. But that orange looks great with the purple box. I hope they keep this up with future releases. So here's the inner packaging out of the box, and in here there's the figure, an alternate face, a sword, and a scabbard. And there's nothing around here on the back. Opening that up further again, and in the bottom here is the stand, base, and the alternate hands. The bag for storing extra parts, the instruction manual, and finally the main event, the figure itself. There it is out of the box, and I have to say that this is one fantastic looking Figma. All Figma look fantastic, but some seem to get more attention in production and just look that much better than the rest. And this is one of them. It looks great. The level of detail and the workmanship here is amazing. The colors are a mix of matte, gloss, and metallic, and the sculpt is awesome. The face is simple but fantastically executed. The hair sculpt is great as well, with those cool metallic details on the sides. And the weaved in style hair joint looks amazing. The cape also looks great in matte white, and the folds in the material are dynamic and look cool. The armor plates are painted in a two-tone metallic silver and an awesome metallic purple. The simple white stripe on the skirt is perfectly and cleanly executed. Metallic gold details really stand out against a pure matte white. And even the boots look great too, with both matte and metallic paints used. As for height, Hazuki is about average for a Figma, coming in at just over 14 cm give or take. So taller than a smaller Figma like Asai here, but shorter than the larger ones like Love Machine on the right. So this is a fantastic looking Figma. Now let's check out what it comes with. So here she is with all her accessories, and she comes with a sword, a sheath, a rack of 8 alternate hands, that's a total of 10 with the default alternate fists, and you also get one alternate face. So now a closer look at everything, and the first is the sword, which is very nicely detailed, mainly in silver but with a nice bit of purple down here near the hilt, which is painted in black. To attach this to the figure you just slot it into one of the holding hands like so. This is pretty much exactly the same as Asai, as this figure has the same hand sculpts. Next up, the scabbard, which looks really nice in silver and gold, and the sword can be stored away in here. If you lift up her cape, you can see this black hoop section back here, and the scabbard can be slotted in there like so, and there it is with the sword in there. Onto the alternate hands, and there's 2 angled holding hands, 2 standard holding hands, 2 open hands, and 2 widespread open hands. As for the alternate face, we have what's referred to as a glaring face, but it kinda just looks like a normal face to me. And to swap them, as always, you just pull off the front of the hair, pull off the face, attach the face you want, and pop the hair back on. So there's both the faces she comes with, the smiling face on the left and the glaring face on the right. It would have been nice to get a more dynamic or interesting face in here as well though. Now let's check her out in some poses. Time to check out the articulation, and as usual, we're working from the head down. Articulation at the neck, up and down. The hair joint on this Figma is absolutely awesome. The way the lower section comes out from underneath the upper section like they're woven together, that's pretty damn cool. The neck ring, paulders, and cape are all connected to this center part of the cape, so there's a lot of articulation back here. Next onto the arms, and there's the arm all the way up. It can rotate all the way around, but the armor can get in the way a little bit. The bend at the elbow, and the articulation at the wrist. Next, the articulation at the waist and a pretty nice range of movement there. These little armor sections on the side can move ever so slightly. Leg movement all the way up to the front, all the way to the back, and all the way out to the side. There's the bend at the knee, just beyond 90 degrees. Some very nice downwards movement at the ankle, and some side-to-side movement as well. Onto the quality, and like I've mentioned already, the quality of this figure is fantastic. The paintwork on this figure is amazing, with a lot of nice matte paint used on the skin and whites. Metallic paint used on the armor looks awesome side by side with the matte paint. What looks like just a simple aspect of this figure, the stripe on the skirt, is perfect, with no wobbly edges or screw-ups. And for just a simple stripe, that's pretty impressive. This is the sort of place I would expect to see some bad paint. And the detail like the armor and straps here looks insanely good. All the joints are good and strong, but the right leg on this one here falls off pretty easily. And this may just be a minor QC issue, but it pops back on easily and causes no major issues. And like I already mentioned maybe twice already, the hair joint is really well designed. It's so cool. Mold lines on this figure are barely visible, but if you look hard enough you can find them. But all in all, this figure is fantastic. So that's it for the Figma Mizuhara Hazuki, which is yet another awesome Figma released by Max Factory, and is an extremely strong addition to the already amazing lineup. It's incredibly detailed, the quality is off the charts even for a Figma, and it looks amazing. The only down points would be the lack of accessories or a more dynamic alternate face. But this is reflected in its price as it is on the cheaper end of the Figma spectrum. It's another awesome Figma, and if you're considering picking it up, then I would highly recommend it. So thanks again for watching, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and come back again for more Figma reviews.